great blessing and a gift to be with you all. My name is Richara Krajewski. I'm a member of the board of the Pro-Life Union of Greater Philadelphia. I also serve full-time as a pastoral associate and youth minister at St. Raymond of Pennafort Church in Northwest Philadelphia. Come check us out sometimes online, straymond.net. Well, it's never been easy to be a pro-life person in the United States, and certainly it has never been easy to be Black in the U.S. For me, it's always been kind of awkward to be the pro-life Black person, right? And I used to feel like it was a burden, but increasingly now, what I see is it's actually a blessing, right? Being Black and pro-life, especially right now, gives me an opportunity to see and hear things that I would otherwise miss. Like so many of you, I'm watching YouTube all day and I'm seeing like crazy, vicious arguments breaking out on Facebook, parishioners against the priests and moms against daughters. And rather than looking at all of this discord and saying, okay, there goes the bad person. Oh, that person's too woke, they need to go back to sleep. No, what I'm seeing is people who are starving for love, literally starving, craving to be loved, to be seen, and to be recognized. So we have to admit as a pro-life community that this moment has challenged us. This moment of racial conflict has us scrambling for new ways to express what it is that we know has always been true, that every single human life is worthy of protection, worthy of love, and worthy of respect. And so obviously, for us, for the pro-life movement, we have to prioritize those who are the most vulnerable, the unborn. But that doesn't mean that we have to see ourselves as people who can't care about anybody else, right? It's not true of us that we can only care about people who have a simple history. It's not true that we can only care about those whose culture makes sense to us. It's not true that we can only care about those who have politics that make us feel safe or that we find familiar. So this is Philadelphia. We are the city of brotherly love. We have so many things to celebrate in this city. And one of the things that I'm the most proud about is that we have this amazing legacy of historic Black Christian communities right here in this city. And if you would believe it, quite a number of pro-life Black people as well. However, even now in 2020, I'm still hearing from them that they can't quite figure out how to find their footing in this movement, right? We sometimes are too attached to our old ways of communicating, our familiar ways of supporting people, right? And that honestly is still an obstacle for the people that we do need to reach and that we do need to be in touch with. And so there is hope. Don't want to be a doomsayer. I went to this amazing prayer rally with a bunch of Black Christians. We gathered somewhere near Temple. The point was to pray, sing some songs, beat some tambourines. It was great. So we walked all the way down to City Hall. We even had some praying police officers with us. But for me, what was the most beautiful, most amazing part of that whole afternoon was the presence of a number of seasoned veteran pro-lifers. And guess what? They were white and they were male. And because I happen to know at least some of them, I know for a fact that they were not there to advance a particular political agenda. They were not there to help Black people overthrow some system. They were there because they recognized that this moment was different, that this moment of social disorganization required a tangible demonstration of love. And I think there's a lesson there for all of us. So, as we know, statues are coming down all over the place, all over the country. In our own city, we're seeing statues of white men from Columbus to Rizzo to, I think, even some abolitionists, right? These statues are coming under a lot of suspicion and criticism. And a friend pointed out the other day, every statue's going down, but they left the love statue up. Why is that? And I thought, what a great question. The love statue remains, I think, because somewhere beneath all the unrest and disquiet and anger and angst, those of us in Philadelphia, we still know that love is worthy of preserving. It's worth extending and it's worth sharing. But looking at this moment, we can't bury our heads in the sand, right? We have to be alive and awake to the moment. Loving Black people right now looks like being willing to look at ourselves, the assumptions that we make about people, being willing to reach out and form authentic friendships. And I mean, really getting to know people, that's super important. Jesus Christ, the greatest lover of all time, He got close to the people he was trying to save. He drew them in. He ate with them. He hung out with them. And that is what we really need to do if we're going to be effective as pro-lifers. So I'm going to leave you with these words by St. Francis de Sales, maybe familiar to some of you. Absolutely adore him. But he was living during a time when Europe was a total wreck, right? He was running from place to place. He was a priest and eventually a bishop, and he couldn't quite get his work done because everywhere he was going, people were trying to get him. However, he has these words for us, and I think these words can certainly inspire us. You learn to speak by speaking. You learn to study by studying. You learn to work by working. And you learn to love by loving. We're not going to be a community that's poised to speak life into those places that are darkest, where we really need to be able to enter, if we cannot demonstrate the love that listens more than it speaks, a love that can meet and is willing to meet every single human person where they are, and ultimately, a love that says at all times, your pain and your story matter. This is our way to rise to the challenge of this moment. Thank you, guys. God bless you.